All right, I want to make this really quick. People send me stuff, videos, and I watch them, and I want to scream. I was going to write this out, but I don't want to write right now because I got shit to do. So I'm going to make this real quick. It's about people who want to use play and actually want to make a change in a dog that actually want to do behavior modifications and do obedience, all these kinds of things. Okay, what I always see is I see trainers get dogs and the dog's not into a toy, so they go and they use food. If the dog automatically is into a toy, a ball, or a tug, I'm gonna use a tug type of a thing. Let's say a pit bull type of a dog now, and this dog will just bite the toy. The dog will pretty much bite anything. Okay, it's just genetic. You got lucky. That dog will just bite anything. So now you have a dog that's interested in a toy. They're interested in a object. So then you're going to train this dog with play. And then what they do is right away, this dog is biting this thing, and it may bite a whole bunch of it. It'll bite anything, right? And so you give it this thing, and right away you start outing the dog. And then you start, as soon as you can get the out, then you start impulse control. The dog can't bite the toy when you move it around and blah blah blah. Right away you're into these things, and then of course you go into the sit and the down and all of those things, simply because the dog wants to bite that toy. This is not training with play. You're not getting any of the benefits of play. Even if when the dog does something right, you give it a bite and you do a few shakes or whatever. This is not play. That dog is just biting an object and doing what it does to that thing. It's not playing with you. This isn't play. If you really want to make a change in dogs, you really want to do this right. You're not taking a dog and even the dog that will bite this. I'm not talking about a dog where you've seen me with dogs that don't give a shit, and I have to actually get them to bite a toy and develop them and this and that. I'm talking about the dog that comes and will bite the tug, will bite the toy. Okay, if you get this dog and in the first couple, 2, 3, 4, in the first week, you're outing the dog and impulse control and behaviors. You're just really suppressing the dog around that thing. That's really what that is. Right? And this doesn't translate to much at all, right? Right? You want to get this dog, and if it bites that thing, yeah, bring it out more, right? Do the proper stuff. You start to bring that dog out more. You let it bite that thing, and as it's biting that thing, and as it's doing its thing, the shaking and all of this stuff, you start to guide the dog into showing him the context of a game, that you and him share this thing and you and him do this thing together. There's no out. There's none of that stuff. This is a big brick of clay, right? And or let's say a rock. Michelangelo, the big thing about how he used to say that the sculpture is already there. He just has to take away the material that shouldn't be there, right? So with this dog, you approach it this way, and you don't start to out the dog. You don't start to try to control the dog. I guess they're afraid that they're never going to control the dog. I don't think they understand anything what I'm saying right now. But let the dog grab that toy. Let the dog hold that toy. You have a string on the toy, you have a leash on this dog, and you start to guide this dog into what this game is, and that we're going to do this thing together, and that toy is not what you think it is. It's not an object just to grab yourself, and then I have to out you and impulse control you and this and that. No, this is a thing, this is a conduit that we do this activity through. And it turns into the game, of course. But you spend time to actually bring out this dog more, not less, not impulse control. Bring him out more and guide him in this activity. And if you do this right, I've done this with crazy pit bulls and stuff like that. then they start to do this thing with you. There's no out. There's no impulse control. There's none of this shit. And then when you've developed this and they understand how all of this works, then we do the out. And the out comes easy. And then we do the impulse control. It's easy at this point because as you guide this dog, you show the dog that you can guide them. That's one of the biggest things here. It's not just that you guide them into this activity and into this game, but you show them a concept that they can be guided. And then when the out comes, it's not a big deal because they're just not trying to grab this object away from you. It's something that they share, and you show them that this out is part of how we share this thing and how we do this thing. Right? And then if you want the behaviors, the out, the sit, the down, this and that, they come very easy then. But taking a dog that will just bite onto that thing and going into the out, going into impulse control, it shows that you really don't understand the dogs. You don't understand this stuff. You don't understand play. You don't understand how to control and guide. That's conflict. 100%. Right? Control and guide the dog. Bring them out more. You saw what I did, Utah, right? Especially if you have a pit bull type of a dog that really, they want this fight with you. Most of the time should be spent on showing the dog that fight. We're fighting in the context of this game. We fight together. It's enjoyable for you. It's not the fight against a dog. It's a fight that we do in the context of this game, right? And most of the time should be spent in that, not on the suppression, the impulse control, the outing, and all of this shit. Those dogs need to the magic in this, the magic in what I've done with Boo Boo, Utah, Jade, all of this stuff was in that fight that we did, guiding them in the context of this game to get that fight with them. Then the out comes clean, all of this, the down motions and all the shit that I do. It comes so fast without the struggle. But the magic is not in that stuff. The magic is not in any of that stuff. The magic is not in the behaviors. The magic is in getting a dog like that in the understanding to be able to fight with me and express it in the context of this game, that we shared this toy and we go at each other, and that's what turns those dogs on. Forget about the out, the impulse control, the stopping the dog, constantly stopping the dog, stopping the dog. Man, show them how. I know you think you are, but you're really not. So it's really backwards the way they do it, and it all of the time should be spent on that fight, that game with you. So little on the other stuff, and everybody that trains dogs reverses it. All their time is spent on the out and the impulse control and the behaviors and stuff like that. Almost no time on the actual play and the actual, that I'm calling it a fight because those pit bulls really like to fight. Most dogs like the fight. Some of them don't, of course, but almost all of them would like a fight if you show them a fight that they're comfortable with. That's the whole key. What fight are you comfortable with me? And that brings them out, and then you escalate it, and that goes that way too. But if you're starting right away just with a dog that will bite a toy, that will bite things, and you go right into the out and right into the impulse control, and you can't bite now, and you this and that and blah blah blah, constantly stopping the dog, you're missing the boat. You're missing the magic. You don't understand. You don't know what you're doing with this kind of stuff. All right, back up, develop develop it. Let them bite. And at that time they're out of control. They're just biting. They take the toy, they bite it. They don't give a shit about you. The way to make them give a shit about you is not to be constantly outing them, impulse controlling them. It's to let them bite that thing and start to control and guide them with the toy. Show them that we do this thing together, and they're like, man, I love to do this thing with him. There's skill in guiding them. There's not much skill in going into aversives to get outs and to I said not bite now, don't bite now. Oh, but don't bite now. Man, guide them. Elegant solutions versus caveman solutions. All right? Over and out.